Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Capitalize Your Best Real Estate Marketing Podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, where we help you capitalize on what you do best to grow your revenue. And in terms of the real estate market, help you buy, sell, close, get more leads, make more money. Guys, thank you so much. We've had episode 0, episode 1, and this is episode 2, and they have been received so well. I'm blown away. I've been doing podcasting for 6-7 years now with the This Is Going to Hurt podcast. And I was so hesitant to start another podcast because, one, it's a huge commitment. But two, I just thought to myself, there's so many podcasts out there. Do you really need another one? But after working with real estate agents and realtors and investors and mortgage and title for so many years now at Capitalize, I just knew that there was a need for a weekly real estate marketing podcast. That niche, that area was not being met. And I'm very thankful. You guys are great. You're listening, you're liking, you're sharing, you're leaving reviews. It means a ton. But let's get straight to it. Now, I have said this many times in our seminars, and please track with me. We do about 2 seminars a month, but I've said it many times before. No one is standing around waiting to give you $10,000. No one's standing around waiting to give me $10,000. You see, in the world of social media, our biggest problem is anonymity. We're obscure. People just don't know who we are. And we've got to break out of that obscurity if we want to use our social media for marketing. If our goal is to use Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok and BeReal and Twitch and Twitter and X and Threads, if we're going to use all those to market ourselves in this industry, our biggest challenge is that we are obscure. We're anonymous. People don't know who we are. We will mistake 23 or even 50 likes on Facebook for thinking, no, people are paying attention to what I'm doing, but they're really not. And people are not just waiting and dying to give us money or to sign contracts with us. What we have to do is we have to break out of that obscurity, break out of the anonymity, and get people's attention. What you are going to find in this podcast is that there are a couple of principles that I'm going to repeat over and over and over again. And you might ask, why are you going to repeat them over and over again, Gordon? And I'm going to say, I repeat them over and over again because people don't do it. And if you do what I'm telling you to do, you will break out of obscurity. You will. So let's get started. Okay. If you want to break out of obscurity in your marketing in the real estate industry, here are the things you need to do. First of all, you need to know who you are speaking to. You need to know an avatar, an ideal client. You need to create a profile for them on paper, not just in your head, and know their needs emotionally. What happens when those needs are met, not met? You see, when people work with us in the Capitalize Your Best program, that is one of the first things we do. We help people in the real estate market, the real estate industry. We help them create a profile of their target client, their avatar. We understand who they are, their general age, their emotional and physical needs, what happens when they're met and they're not met. Because when you speak to their needs being met, and they believe that you're the one who can meet it, people work with you. It just works this way in everything. When you watch a commercial and you realize that there is a drug on that commercial that's going to solve your pain, you want to do it. If you need a vacuum cleaner and someone is selling vacuum cleaners and you're like, that's going to solve my problem, then you go with them. If you need insurance and there's a commercial on the radio and it convinces you that, hey, if you're over 50 and you're a guy and you need life insurance and don't think you can get it, we can help you get it, then we call and find out. So in the real estate industry, you've got to know who are you speaking to, and you need to create a profile. And we do deep dives with that in the Capitalize Your Best program. But even if you're not working with us, to break out of obscurity, you've got to speak to someone specifically. You have to get the ear and the eyes of that person. Because when you do that in your graphics and in your copy and in your photos and in your videos, people pay attention. And don't worry, you don't lose out of other people by speaking to an avatar. You get the attention of other people. Because again, if you are selling insurance to guys who are over 50 who need life insurance, all of a sudden someone else goes, well, you know what? I'm 40. I wonder if they can help me. You begin getting people outside the circle when you speak specifically. We say this over and over again. Market to everybody, get nobody. Market to somebody, get everybody. It works that way. So first of all, if you want to break out obscurity in your social media marketing, you need to speak to a target client. People need to see you as the resource and the expert to solve their problems. And when you can solve someone's problem, they do business with you. 2, the next thing you need to do is you need to create massive amounts of content, not for a week, not for a month. You've got to commit to this forever. If you're in the industry, people go, oh, I don't want to annoy people. You're not annoying people because you're anonymous. You're obscure. People don't know who you are. And if you are annoying someone, they're probably not your target client. You've got to use the platform to speak to your target client with massive amounts of content. 10 to 14 times on your Facebook page per week, 10 to 14 times on Instagram per week. You got to be on LinkedIn every day. You got to do 2 videos on TikTok, 2 video reels. And you go, how is that possible? Again, we can help you with the Capitalize Your Best program, but even if you don't work with us, you've got to create a system where you create massive amounts of content. If you post something at 8:30 on Facebook in the morning, by noon, it's gone. Facebook's not keeping that to surprise people. And what about the people on the West Coast? When they're rocking and rolling at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock at night, they don't see your post from the morning unless that post took off. You've got to create multiple pieces of content to a target audience so that they can find you. And you have to be consistent on all the platforms. You might say, Gordon, I'm just going to do one platform. Fine, go all in. If it's Facebook, go all in. Make sure you've got multiple pieces of content on your personal page. Make sure you're populating your business page every single day. Make sure you are in Facebook groups and being a good citizen and caring for people. Make sure you're wishing people happy birthday. Make sure you're all over it. When someone says, I just want to do one platform, then you better own that platform. But it is possible with creativity and some coaching and some help to create massive amounts of content, because that's what's necessary to break out of the algorithm and break out of obscurity. You've got to post in the morning and afternoon because you've got 2 different audiences. More than likely, if you post at the same time every day, 8:30 in the morning, you've got a window of about 15 minutes and maybe 150 people who see you. And if that doesn't get a lot of response, that post is dead. So you've got to create content to your avatar, your target client, and you have to create massive amounts of content. 3, this is one of my favorite topics. People are like, well, they're going to get bored of me if all I talk about is real estate. And you are correct. You must create a brand around yourself, because you can't talk about real estate over and over and over and over again. People get worn out by it. So what do? Well, create a brand. My recommendation, pick 5 things to talk about and 5 things only. You're like, what 5 things? And my answer is, I don't care. 5 things about you. Just make sure it's not divisive politics and religion. My brand is, of course, business marketing. That's one. Running, because I love running. Coffee, because I love coffee. My family, because I love my family. And then I do a little bit of pop culture stuff. I love movies and music. That's all I talk about. I talk about marketing. I talk about coffee, running, my family, and pop culture. And that's it. And if you see something that's way left field from that, you should worry and think that someone has hijacked my page. When I do that, it's very easy to create massive amounts of content because those are the things I care about. That's what I care about. So that's what I talk about. And it creates a brand. People know that those are the things that are true about me. So for you, how do you create this massive content without getting boring? Create a brand. Figure out your 5 things and then just regularly go through them. That way, when it comes to work, you're only talking about 20% of the time about real estate. You're not wearing people out. This formula works. And I promise you, people don't listen to me, but people who do, and they make this long-term commitment, break out of obscurity on social media. First, You know who you're speaking to. You got your target client, your ideal client, your avatar. You know them intimately, and you know that you can know how to speak to them. 2, you create massive amounts of content across your platforms to break out. And then 3, you create a personal brand. This helps you break out of obscurity and anonymity. It makes you different and distinct. So friends, do this. It will work. If you want help along these lines, we can help you at the Capitalize Your Best program. We have a program distinct for the real estate industry. You just need to reach out. You can find me everywhere on social media. Just look for Gordon Duncan or look for Capitalize Marketing and Consulting. I'm going to put a 30-minute call link into the show notes here. You can just set that up and we can talk. But guys, I want to see you succeed in any market, in any economy, and I believe you can. So again, if you want to break out of obscurity, 3 things: target client, lots of content, create a brand, and it will work for you. Guys, thank you. I get so excited. I talk so fast because I want to see you succeed. Jump in, give it a shot, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help. And I want to watch you break out of obscurity and anonymity. We will talk again next week, and I'll see you then. Thanks so much, friends. Bye-bye.